Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Welcome to Talking Real Money, the radio show and the podcast. I'm Don McDonald. Over there is Tom Cock, and you are out there listening, we hope. And we also hope you're out there calling us at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255 for Luddites like Thomas who like numbers and don't like letters.
Can't figure it out. That's
can't
all.
do the math.
No,
I can't do the math.
Need the number. By the way, those of you who feel nostalgic at times, this is a good week to call because Don will be off for the next 3 weeks, his first vacation since Jimmy Carter roamed that big White House on Pennsylvania Avenue. And
actually back then they called it unemployment.
And if for those of you who want to complain about Don, call next week because he won't be here to defend himself. So I'll take those complaints, not a problem.
You don't think I can call you from New Zealand?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Uh-huh.
In today's world, that's true.
T-Mobile, it's just 20 cents a minute, and if I call on the Thai line, it's free.
Oh gosh, that's problematic. But I'll let Stacy know. No incoming calls.
Don't
from
let
Don.
him in.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to thank T-Mobile, headquartered in beautiful Bellevue, Washington, for that wonderful T-Mobile One Plus International plan. I'm looking forward to that. It's like
don't call. Aren't you down there wrestling alligators or something? You got other things to do.
That's Florida.
Oh, okay.
No,
what do I know? I don't know much about New Zealand. I didn't even know.
Do you know what?
Until
New
today.
Zealand does.
That there was two kind of separate islands. There was two kind of places. I had to look that up.
North Island and the South Island.
I didn't know that until I looked. So.
Did you know that they have no native mammals?
No native mammals. Wow.
No native mammals.
Wow. I will say this. I love their football team. I've always been a fan for going back like 50 years.
Oh, the Auckland Raiders?
Oh, yeah. They're huge. And
the Auckland
their
Raiders?
new coach. So I think that they got that going for them. So...
Oh, my gosh. 855-935-TALK is our number. And I just have to comment on one thing I heard in the news, and I'm going to set it up for all of you who listen to the podcast. Apparently in Washington State, in the Seattle area, people are driving their car onto the ferry, and then they're walking off the ferry, forgetting their car.
Now, I've forgotten a lot of things over the years, but that, I mean, really?
If you're so drunk from a night on the town in Seattle
it's not
that you forgot you left your car on the boat, it's better off that it just stay there.
Yeah, that's a good point, by the way.
I just couldn't believe that people...
Unusual. Yes.
I'm going to get on the ferry between Wellington and Picton there in New Zealand, and I'm going to leave my RV on the boat.
Just wander off the other side.
Why would I do that?
Yeah. Well, it's expensive to drive. You got to pay for the gas and everything. You save money.
Oh, I have an update on on Delta One. Delta One's looking good. Just want to let you know real quickly.
For those of you worried at home about whether Don will be flying in
last
comfort.
Week, there were 7 Delta One seats available for upgrade.
What are we down to now?
Today, there are 9.
Wow.
Somebody canceled.
Okay, this is good.
So with just 3 days to go... it's a 15-hour flight.
I know. I can't even imagine, frankly.
Actually, it's a 15-and-a-half-hour flight.
Pardon me.
Do you want to lay flat bed?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be put out for
seat.
about 12 of it. Personally, that would be my take.
Well, that's my plan. Woo. That's my plan.
All right. Well, anyway, bottom line is we got some special guests coming up, too, in the next few weeks. We're going to have our friend Paul Merriman will be on, Larry Swedrow, well-known local attorney, to talk about securities litigation. Got a lot of great stuff.
Oh, wait. Is that your brother?
Well, yeah, I had to give him a little shot here, so I owe him a lot of money, so I try to make up for that. So
well-known securities attorney.
Well, he's very good.
I'm making my brother come on the show.
Okay, I guess I'm spinning it, okay? Isn't that the world we live in today? It's fake news in my version, so he'll do a good job. He always does.
Oh, no, your brother's really bright. One of the brighter members.
I knew this was coming next.
Not saying. Just saying one of the brighter members of the Koch family.
I knew you were going to kill me on this. Okay.
Hey, you set it up. 855-935-TALK's our number, 855-935-8255. One of the things we are going to talk about today, don't worry, we're getting to it. That giant pachyderm in the place, also known as, what the heck is the stock market doing? That's what we're going to talk about. What? And is it such a what, or is it just a little what? And John Bogle thinks it's a big what.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it is a lot of volatility.
He said, I've only been in the business for 66 years, so why pay attention to me?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing people do, and number two is, I know people.
Wait, you just said here's the thing people do, and number two is
I know, because number one is they do listen to him, right? You didn't
set up number one properly.
Number two is, as we get older, and I think this is fairly well proven, we tend to get more conservative, just generally. And so I think as you get into your whatever he is now, 88. That he's just more conservative than he was 40 or 50 years ago. This is another reason not to have active management, because active managers, your emotions, your whole makeup changes. I've become
more liberal as I've gotten older.
Well, but generally people do get more conservative, and so I think he's worrying when he should not be worrying. But that'd be my case.
That makes me an aberration, apparently. We are going to talk about your life and your money, try to help guide you on a better path toward a brighter future. That's what we do. We try to always tell you the truth. We don't obfuscate. We don't sell you stuff. It's pretty straightforward.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you need help allocating your retirement plan at work, you can get free help at 401-411.com. That's 401-411.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Despite the fact that the market plunged almost 1,000 points yesterday.
Plummeted.
Okay, I'm rounding.
Yeah, rounding to the wrong direction.
I'm rounding
Let's
up to
it only went down 500. Let's go that direction
No,
instead.
no. We want to make it sound worse.
I know.
The market fell off a cliff.
Yeah, Wall Street Journal and the Journal very kindly today said, and investors are nervous about Monday. Really?
No.
I mean,
traders are worried about Monday.
Thank you.
It's different.
We'll talk more. We'll try to give you a little perspective.
We are going to give you some perspective on that. Even though never mind. We'll get to that. I don't want to spoil the fun. In the meantime, we're going to go to those who need our help. Don't just want to listen to us babble. And Justin, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Justin.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are well. How can we help you today?
So I hope this question isn't too beneath you. I just got...
Oh, just me. It's nothing is beneath Tom.
Go ahead.
So I've been putting $100 a week into a Roth IRA, and I'm talking to some of my friends about it, and I just went to my local credit union and signed up for it, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the right return on my money. And so I'm wondering, is there any other type of way to start an IRA? Because my friend, he says he's getting like a positive percentage. I'm getting a 0.1% return on my money.
Okay, well, by the way, it's not the return so much as it's where you're putting the money. In other words, number one, in general, we don't like credit unions because and I love them for my banking needs, but credit unions are not a great place to invest because generally you're handing the money to a broker that is somehow affiliated with
Well, in this case, he just has a savings account, though, in his Roth.
Is that what it is? So it's actually through the credit union?
I guarantee it's just a credit union account.
Is that what?
No, it's an IRA account.
Right, but it's an IRA account that's invested in just a credit union savings account or money market or something like that. You're not in a mutual fund, right?
I don't think so. And so I want to know, how do I get into that mutual fund? Because I want to get the most for my money.
Well, that's a pretty easy one. Yeah, we would suggest you go to Vanguard.com, open a Roth IRA, and then I think the minimum's only as much as you need to buy the one ticker.
No, he's how long have you been putting $100 a week away?
For about 4 months now.
So you have $400?
No, a week.
No, that's $100 a week.
Oh,
$1,200.
$1,200. My math
so
is
he's
poor.
set. He's totally set. What you should do is go to Vanguard, open up your this is a Roth, correct?
Yep.
You said that?
He said Roth, yep.
Yes.
Open up a Roth with Vanguard online, and then it will say, how are you going to fund this? Would you like to give us money, or would you like to bring it over from another account? You say, bring it over from another account. You give them the account information. They go get the money. They bring it over. Once the money comes over, or you add that next $100, put it all in the ETF VT.
Victory Thomas. One fund, it owns 8,000 stocks globally.
Victory Thomas.
That's it. VT.
Now,
Okay.
let me give you my little caveat.
Oh,
At the credit union, your money is guaranteed not to go down in value.
Right.
Not the same with the stock market. You could have a negative return. As a matter of fact, I will go even farther. I will say at some point you will have a negative return.
yeah, you may notice the last few weeks market's gone down a bit from the all-time high. I mean, these things happen, right? That's part of the reason that over time you've made more than just being in a bank or credit union account.
But as a
I heard
newer
the term falling
investor,
off a
Justin.
cliff earlier.
Huh? Yeah, that was a bad joke. But here's the thing, Justin, I want you to do something that everybody who is really just getting started should do. You should cheer every time the market goes down.
Okay.
Why? Why do you think you should cheer?
I'm guessing because I'm buying in at a lower rate.
You got it.
You're buying more shares at a lower
For
price.
less money.
It's terrific.
Awesome. Well,
You
thank you very much.
You want it to go down.
Thank you, Justin.
Good job. Keep doing that $100 a week, and you're going to be sitting pretty, particularly if you get into the stock market, which historically has returned about, 900 to 1,000% more than that savings account is.
In fact, I just looked again at the, and I'll put it out there. You can go to IFA.com. They update that website every single day. You can look at the returns of a globally diversified portfolio. Somehow, our friend Mark Hebner has it going back 90 years. I don't know how he has that number, but the globally diversified portfolio has returned over, on average, 11% a year going back 90 years. Not every year, not every week, not every month. Got it. But over a very long period of time. So, that's going to be considerably more than what the banks or your friends at the credit union will pay you.
Right. It's nice and safe, but that's all you can say for it. That's all you can say. 855-935-TALK is our number. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by the way. We never sleep, ever. No. It goes to voicemail other times.
Well, now that you're going to be in a different place, maybe you could answer at one time and I could answer at another, since you're going to be kind of on the other side of the globe.
That's true, because right now in New Zealand,
what time is it?
It's like 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, this is going to work
Sunday.
out well.
7:30 a.m.
And you're going to be ahead of all of us. I mean, that's even better.
You know what's going to be cool is knowing what the market is going to do before it does it.
Let me know, and we'll trade accordingly. I appreciate it.
I'm going to just get rich on that little
Don't say
arbitrage.
It. Don't, you almost went there.
Arbitrage. It's arbitrage.
Okay. Letting it go.
All right. Again, that was a joke.
Got it.
For anyone who takes me seriously, that's really not what I said. You can't because, never mind. I'll explain time zones later. Jennifer, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Jennifer.
Oh, hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. And it sounds like a really fun show. I just discovered you guys. I got a fun fact for you. I was listening a little bit earlier, and, just to let you know, like on the New Zealand ferry, they actually make you leave the camper, the RV, on the side, and then
That's
you pick up
the
a new
best.
camper.
Oh,
So I don't know
right.
if that's an idea for the Washington State Ferry.
There you go.
That is a good
leave
idea.
Your car,
Yeah.
Leave your car, and then pick up another one on the other side.
Why not? That's easy. That makes total.
So, thanks, you guys are cracking me up. I just wanted to share that little fact for you guys.
That is very
Boy,
kind. Everybody's all
fun
kinds
facts.
of travel tips for you.
We don't get those very often. I like
no.
fun facts from the
Yeah,
audience.
that's good.
All right.
I still love to know how many people actually drove onto a Washington State ferry
And left
their car and walked off. How many? Come on, how many people really? Can't be very many.
I don't know.
Can't
Ask
be
Mark
many.
Christopher.
Yeah, I will.
That
I wanna
is
see a
not
count.
fake news.
That is
not. Mark, that's
Let's
not
not
fake
go
news,
there,
right?
but yeah, please.
No fake news allowed. Let's get those anchors out here telling us there's no fake news. I'm just being obnoxious. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. We want to help you make more money so you can enjoy a better future.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
All right, let's get this break out of the way really quickly. If you're looking for an investment advisor, you need a fee-only, 100% fiduciary, low-cost, science-based advisor. And that describes Vestory. If you'd like to learn more about us, it's really easy. Go to vestory.com, vestory.com, or give us a call at 800-386-3004, 800-386-3004. There, that wasn't so bad.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Because it's important. You must have some money. And at some point, you must put money away so that you have it when you are no longer able to work. And one of the places you put that money, if you want to make good money, is in this wild and crazy place called the stock market.
You want to talk about it? Give us a ring, 855-935-8255.
We're letting Tom practice the number today.
I know, I got to have that right for the next 3 weeks. And by the way, apparently
Please write that down.
Yeah.
Put that in your pocket.
Write
it on your hand.
somewhere. 855-935-TALK for those of you smart enough to figure that out on your phone. But apparently what you just said, that's not necessarily true, because what I read is the U.S. Congress is considering, because of the retirement crisis that we have, with people haven't saved enough and they're living longer, right? So you have this conundrum of less money and longer life. They have said, well, what if we fix that by allowing 401ks to have annuities? Because then you have guaranteed income when you retire. Now, for the life of me,
401ks already have annuities.
Don't, for the life of me, understand how that's going to make it better, because you still have to save something to put into the annuity so that it creates the income, correct?
Yeah. But, that's not where I thought my pitch was going.
I know where you're going, so you go right ahead. I just
No,
couldn't help
that's
myself.
okay. That's okay. It was a curveball, and it did go off in a direction I wasn't expecting.
I don't understand it, other than, as you correctly pointed out in the pre-show show, that, no, this is a legal solution to a financial problem.
Yeah, well, no. Okay, what you're talking about is the immediate annuity. The income annuity.
No, but by the way, somebody in the article even pointed out, okay, once they crack the door open and allow that, guess what they'll be adding next? Oh, how about a nice variable annuity so you can still get part of the market?
Or an indexed annuity.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's the direction they're going to go.
Well, part of the problem lies with the power, and it is extraordinary power, of the American insurance and actually the international insurance industry, because a lot of these, like Allianz and the like, these are huge international conglomerates that have clout like you wouldn't believe. They don't want any federal restrictions on what they can do, and they want all the federal leeway they can possibly get so that the states become the final arbiter. And when the states are the final arbiter in most states, and I tell you, this is most states, the people who regulate the industry are just they're members of the same Fox family as the insurance salespeople. They're fox guarding the proverbial hen house.
Okay, but what about the notion of buying? So if you have a 401k where you can buy an annuity, is that a good idea?
No, terrible idea.
403b.
Terrible idea.
Why is that?
And yet, the vast majority of 403bs are invested in annuities.
Yeah.
Why is it terrible? One, you pay extra fees. You pay for insurance in an annuity, and that insurance is one of the things it provides is tax-free growth because it's an insurance policy. The government put this little tax loophole in, so you pay extra for tax-deferred growth. Well, in a 403B or 401K, you already have a tax-deferred basket in which your investment is placed. So you don't get double tax deferral, but you're still paying extra for that. Then there are all kinds of riders and extra fees and expenses, all of which have been proven over and over again to take your return down. It takes your return down. Why would you want to do that?
I'm agreeing with you. I just find this whole discussion shocking at one level, but at another, as you just pointed out, the insurance industry is hard to stop.
It is.
There's a lot of people back there on K Street that spend a lot of money and they walk across the street and make things happen in the Capitol.
And the wonderful thing for insurance companies about the insurance industry is that if you play it, you don't even have to play it well. You just have to play it less than stupidly. It's a money-making machine. It's just ungodly amounts of money are made in the insurance industry, and if it's a riskless business, that's okay. But for them, with all the help they get from the government, it's almost riskless to them.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you're looking for a nice short podcast to tide you over between episodes of Talking Real Money, check out Money 30. Money 30 podcasts are between 2 and 4 minutes long, and they're available at every major podcast service, including Apple Podcasts, or you can visit money30.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Our telephone number again for real money talking and real money questions and real money answers and the truth for a change is 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. You are invited to call us during the course of the program, certainly, and talk with us on the air, or you're also invited to call us after the program anytime and ask questions off the air that we will answer in the Talking Real Money podcast during the next week or so.
And those who will miss Dawn, I think there's 2 or 3 people out there that probably will. I see a couple of hands.
My daughter.
Your daughter. Oh, yeah.
The dog.
The dog.
The dog. The dog is going to miss me.
My dog would miss me, too. This is your last chance to talk to him for a few weeks, so get in now. And one of the things I know it has to come up. You mentioned it. I sort of pushed.
What did I do?
Well, you mentioned the market,
the stock market. We've got to talk about it.
I know because this is it's screaming headlines. It's the world's coming to an end.
No, you don't want to.
Boeing is going straight down, and Amazon's going straight down, and big tech is going. It's tough week, right? And
tough crowd.
Yeah,
tough crowd.
Let's at least give you a little perspective here because year to date, we're into like April. I think like 3 months and a week or something. You're down 2% if you're in an all-stock portfolio. I mean, this is really not Armageddon. Yeah.
Wait.
2%.
The market,
2%.
But the Wall Street Journal told me that it plummeted.
Put a line through the headline. If your portfolio would be more typical of most people, 60% in stocks, 40% in bonds, you are down a whopping, incredible 1.3%. And by the way,
worse than last week.
That's true. It is. And by the way, one of the places we tell you should have some of your money, not all of it, because it's kind of risky. Thing called emerging markets. Those crummy countries. Well, pardon me, those somewhat troubled countries. They're trying to become developed countries. Well, if you had your money there this year, you've made a little over 2%. So go figure, right? The riskier places have made more than the less risky. So
and what's also interesting is that even though bond prices in the U.S. have been down during the quarter, globally, bond prices have, for the quarter, up about 1%.
I saw that number, and I never got a chance to dive into it. I just scratched my head and said, okay.
Well, it means that other bonds outside of the U.S. went up even more than that.
Wow, thank you. Thank you,
I just
Professor.
did the math for you.
Good work.
Yeah, you're welcome. You don't actually have to do real math. You just sort of do, this is only logical math.
And by the way, one thing you point out to Justin very correctly, if you're a young person, you got to love this because you're buying when the market had gone down. You got more shares at a lower price. When you're old like us, you kind of hope for less volatility because got retirement in sight.
But when you're old like us and others like us who listen to the show, you probably I shouldn't even say probably. You'd be smart if that is your concern to not have as much as you used to have in the stock market. You see, Justin's getting started.
Yeah.
He has years, decades. You and I are lucky if we have
decades.
2 decades left.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That's fair.
Okay, Jack Bogle, maybe 2.5, 3, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree. My goal is 90 because I want to see my grandson at 30. That's my goal.
Really?
Yeah. Assuming I feel well. I mean, I don't want to do it if I'm not feeling well.
As long as you don't want to see Aria's kid at that
please.
30.
No, that is not going to happen.
Yeah, that'd be 110 or 20 or something.
Not going to happen.
Jack Bogle, 88 years old, says that this is the most volatile. Not the worst. He didn't say the worst. He said the most volatile market he's seen in his 66 years, though. And I must profess that when you give the numbers every day like I do on Como now, every morning, it feels more volatile when you're looking at the numbers.
Every single day. By the way, the same holds true for those of you, and I hate to point this out, that watch cable news every day. I mean, my father-in-law used to sit around, watch this 6 hours a day. I'd come home, I'd say, how you doing? Oh, horrible. I go,
the world is awful.
Turn that thing off because that will drag you down fast. So if you watch this day to day, it could feel pretty badly. But I'm trying to say really over the year. And by the way, if you compare it to a year ago, you're still up double digits.
That's the other thing. Right. Last year was so good.
Ridiculous.
That if to bring last year back to average, this year we need like a 9% decline to bring the 2 years in just to the average. So everybody, don't overreact. We live in and this is another argument I have with people all the time. We live in the best of times and the best of times ever. 855-935-TALK, the number. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Keeping the podcast breaks as painless as possible is my goal. That's why I want to very quickly tell you about the only magazine I've ever heard of that is 100% real investing all the time. There's no business news, no speculative advice, and certainly no lifestyle stuff. It's called Real Investing Journal. I publish it every quarter, and you can get 2 full years for only $25 at realinvestingjournal.com. That's realinvestingjournal.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
One of the most important things we can do on this show every single week is to try to put this whole investing industry in perspective. And that is particularly true about the numbers. You must understand something. It's critical you understand that volatility is part of the package. It has been, and it always will be. It's why you make money, or you have in the past, over the past almost 100 years, pretty consistently made money in the stock market if you give it enough time.
I think that's a fair way to put it. I mean, you've been paid for the risk you've taken.
Yeah.
That's not always true. That's not always true. You can put money into a lot of other things, as you and I know, that don't always pay you for the risk.
Like cryptocurrencies.
Oh, boy. Good news there. Did you give the number?
Oh, I didn't. 855-935-TALK. That's our number, 855-935-8255. It's good 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can leave messages or you can call us, and it switches between shows. We do 2 hours on Como, and then we switch over to 570 KVI and do another hour, and it follows us around. So no matter what, you'll get us one way or another.
Great news about the cryptocurrency situation as an investor, because now there's a cryptocurrency index fund.
No.
Yes. The Hold 10 private index fund. Available, of course, only in self-directed IRAs, because, you couldn't hold this at Schwab. And
Wait a minute, it's qualified for an IRA?
Yeah. And
how?
I don't write this stuff, man. And you have to be an accredited investor. That's somebody who
of course you have to be an
200,000.
accredited investor, because that when they say you need to be an accredited investor, that means you need to have enough money that you can stupidly lose it on stupid stuff.
Oh, here's the part you're going to love the most, though. They call themselves an index fund. Guess what the expense ratio is? That's how much, folks.
I didn't even know there was an index. So
that's how
go
much
ahead.
comes out of your account every year, right? An index. So if you go to Vanguard and you buy the pardon me. I think the new one you should say, if you go to Schwab and you buy the S&P 500, you do it for 7 basis points, 0.007
7 100ths of 1%.
Yeah, not very much. Well, these guys call themselves the Hold 10 Private Index Fund.
They hold 10 private index fund. Okay. Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to buy it, as I said. You can only do it through self-directed IRAs.
Yeah. Great way to put all of your retirement at risk.
Yeah. Should I tell you what the Can you guess?
I think
what
you
the
should tell me what the expense ratio is.
Can you guess what it is?
I would guess, and I'm just going to go crazy and say 10%.
10%. Oh, okay. Well, now you're going to feel a lot better. It's only 2.5%.
Oh, well, that's actually not bad. I have seen mutual funds with 10% expense ratios.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they still exist.
Well, there was that one that was decreasing. It was getting smaller and smaller. Right, and as it got smaller, they kept raising the fee.
The Stedman Fund, but they changed their name to something else, and I think they still exist.
So you can only, by the way, buy this through Kingdom Trust and Entrust. Those are the only custodians. And I personally don't use Kingdom Trust nor Entrust. I don't know much. But and by the way, if anybody has their name, a trust in the name, that always makes me a little. But 2.5%. The minimum is $25,000, and wow, that's kind of expensive. And I would not run out and buy the Hold 10 Private Index Fund.
Well, let me add something to that. And I thought this was just fascinating. This is from yesterday, from April 6th. A research firm, an investment research firm, it's a well-known, well-respected research firm out of England, out of London, called Capital Economics. They wrote a paper about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Because some people are saying that Bitcoin and other cryptos are negatively correlated to equities or something. Anyway, we're going to get. I'm not going to get it deep in the correlation. Here's their quote. Well-respected firm. Bitcoin's correlation with equity prices has strengthened recently, but we still think that this is just temporary because we think that Bitcoin is essentially worthless, meaning that it's likely to fare much worse than other assets in coming months. They said basically it's, what have I been saying about Bitcoin?
You've been saying it's helium and nothing more. It's hot air.
It's ether. It's there's
windy,
some Bitcoin here.
Windier than talking real money. That's what you've been saying.
Blew a little Bitcoin your way. Here, have a little crypto.
A little more. So, what about this, though? We're going to put this on our recommended list, the Hold 10 Private Index Fund?
Yeah, that's not happening. Let's check and see how Bitcoin is doing today.
We haven't had our Bitcoin update this week yet.
No, we need a Bitcoin update.
A lot of people are going to ask us on Monday.
Right there.
I noticed you don't include that in your daily reports, though.
I do sometimes.
Oh, do you? Okay.
If I'm feeling like the market's too depressing, I'll throw that in just to give people some perspective.
Yeah.
From $19,300 in December of 2017.
A mere 4 months ago, yes.
Yeah, 4 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. If you got in at $19,000, you only have $7,000 left.
Wow. So you're down 2/3, basically.
It has rallied since yesterday.
Oh, that's good to know.
It was, let's just check its low for the week. Its low for the week came on Friday, yesterday, at about $6,600. So it's back up to $7,000. It's gained 7% in a day.
Time to sell.
A day. I don't get this stuff. And you know, you guys, I love you guys. I have been excoriated on Twitter. I have just been taken apart.
Excoriated as well.
Excoriated.
Yes,
Excoriated. I mispronounced my C.
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter because of my negativity toward cryptos.
You need to be more open-minded.
People keep trying to tell me why it has some value, and they keep saying the same thing over and over again. Well, it's new technology. And how can I use them to better my life?
Well, okay, you keep saying that, but you can use them at 2 Subway stores or something.
I don't even know if those 2 Subways still take it.
Oh, okay.
Where can I use
This is your
Bitcoin?
deep search for
what
truth?
Can you buy with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here. Here. This is the latest update. 13 major retailers who accept Bitcoin.
Okay, there you go.
You ready?
So there you go.
This is not going to overwhelm you. Well, if you want to go to overstock.com, they will take it.
Wow.
That's like the big one. Expedia, you can travel on Bitcoin. You can buy old gift cards through eGifter with Bitcoin. You can buy a computer through Newegg with Bitcoin. Shopify stores. I didn't even know Shopify. Oh, yeah, Shopify. It's like Yahoo stores. Okay, you can buy through them. You can buy a subscription to Dish Network. We're getting toward the end of the list here, folks. You want to move? Call Roadway Moving Company. They're the #1 New York City mover. New York City mover. Pizza for coins. There's actually a pizza site that will order you a pizza if you call them with Bitcoin, and they'll, of course, mark up the pizza.
Feel better now?
Microsoft. Where'd that come from?
Well, that's an oldie.
If you have a Microsoft account and you want to buy Xbox stuff, you can do it with Bitcoin. Reed Jewelers, another gift card thing, and Cheap Air. There you go. That's where you can use Bitcoin.
No more Subway, huh? That's too bad.
I don't see it on the list. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call. We'll try and help.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
We mention 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255 throughout the podcast. But you need to know that you can call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Leave your question, and those will be answered in special Talking Real Money podcasts that will appear on this particular site in the future. So give us a call, 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
But if you're planning on traveling to Morocco, Bolivia, Ecuador, China, or Nepal, don't bother packing your Bitcoin because it's illegal in all of those countries. If you want to find out about real money, real investing, and really building the retirement you need in a variety of ways, in just a little less than a month, it is Retire Meet North in Everett, and tickets are on sale, but only a limited number are left at retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.